Good morning and Jai Hind everyone. We are discussing the chapter living organisms and their surroundings in biology. Is it? And in previous class, I have discussed about the certain adaptations, like the adaptations in plants and animals in desert, and the adaptation in plants and animals in where? The next one was yes, water, that is aquatic habitat. So today I'm going to discuss the adaptations found in plants and animals where in polar regions or polar mountain habitats or mountain habitats, you can say that. Okay, next one is adaptation where for yes polar and mountain habitats. Children, as you know that polar or mountain habitats means that the places which have mountains, okay, and what happens most of the time in such places, the temperature is very low, is it? Snowfall occurs. Most of the time the land is covered with snow. Alright, so the plants and animals of such places get adopted to live there. Alright, so these habitats are very cold and the polar regions are now covered with snow most of the times. So that is why to protect themselves from the cold, the animals get adopted as they have long fur or the hairs on the skin. Get it? And this fur or hair protect them from the cold. Second adaptation is there. Below the skin, they have a thick deposit of fat, a layer of fat present below the skin. And this fat layer, what? Act as an insulator. It does not allow to escape the body heat, and the animals feel warm because of the presence of this layer of fat. Get it? This layer of fat also provide them what? The stored food at the time of emergency, like in the cold seasons when there is no food available. So that time they utilize this reserve food of the body and becomes alive. Get it? So these are certain adaptations found in the animals of polar regions. And the example is polar bear. You all have seen the polar bear now? The picture you have seen now, how it looks that it have long fur, is it? And its paws are what? Big in size, so it can easily walk on the snow. Okay? And white color, what? White color help them to mix up in the white surrounding. So no easily the other animals can see it. Okay? So these all are a kind of adaptation. And just like in plants, how the plants adopted in this habitat, they have the shape like cone. The shape of the trees and the plants are like cone. It's pointed at the top. So the when snowfall occurs, snow is not allowed to what deposits on it. All the snow falls down. Okay, so this is one of the adaptation. The size of the leaves are reduced, very short size, spine-like size, shape of the leaves are there. Okay, so also snow will not what deposit on it. Okay, so that is why these plants can easily grow, easily survive in such climate or such habitat. Understood about this adaptation for polar habitat, everyone, in plants and in animals? And the example of animals are polar bear is one of the example, snow leopard is another example, alright, mountain fox, another example. So many examples of animals are there. And plants like pine trees, okay, Christmas trees, you must have seen. Okay, Yes, so these all are kind of plants are found in mountain habitats and they adopted to survive there. That is why easily they can survive in low temperature. Alright. Now come to the next. And the next adaptation is what? The next adaptation is for grassland adopt habitat. Grassland habitats. Children, we have discussed about this kind of habitat now. Grassland habitat. In this kind of habitats, most of the which kind of animals are found? Herbivorous animals who eat the grasses and the plants. Zebra, giraffe, deer, rabbits, and all. Alright, and they adopted to live here because their eating habit, the food that they used to eat is mainly grasses, is mainly the plants. Alright, because in grassland habitats, what is available in more amount, more quantity? Grasses and plants are available. So animals, those who are found here, they are mostly which kind of animals? Herbivorous animals who eat the plants and plant products. Get it? Understood everyone? And another adaptation is what? The grassland habitat, children. The animals adopted to live in such habitat as they have certain changes in their body, like they have strong, flat hind teeth for chewing the plants. The teeth in the mouth are what? Strong teeth. The back teeth is strong, like we have molars and premolars. This is used to grind na. So just like that, the teeth in these animals are strong enough so they can easily what? Chew the plants and the grasses. This is one of the adaptation. Another adaptation is they have long ears to hear the movement of their predators. If their predator is far from them, like any tiger, any lion is there, so they have long ears and they can hear the sound of their predators in the air. Get it? And they start running from them. Alright? So this is also a kind of adaptation found in these animals. They have eyes on the side of their heads. How the eyes are situated? Not at the front like us. Both the side. One eye in the left side, one in the right side in their head. Like you must have seen the deer, you must have seen the zebras. Is it not? So they have the eyes like that. Why? Because they can see in both the direction that no any predator is coming to kill them. Alright. So to protect themselves from their predators, they have such kind of eyes. Alright, and they can see for long distance from both the eyes. Means they can see at a time in two directions. We can see at a time only in one direction. Is it not? But they can see in both the direction with both the eyes. And it is just because to protect themselves from the predators. Okay. So these are some of the adaptations found in the animals of this habitat, grassland habitat. Okay. And the plants of this habitat, plants are mostly grasses. The different kind of grasses are growing there. Okay, and which can be used by the herbivorous animals. So there is availability of the small plants, not the trees. Trees are mostly present in the forests, but in grasslands, the small plants are present. The grasses, herbs, and shrubs, not the large trees. Is it? Alright, everyone. So this one is the adaptation found in plants and animal in which habitat? Grassland habitat. Okay, everyone. Example of animals I have given the example. Most of the herbivorous animals are the example of grassland habitat. And the examples of plant. the different varieties of grasses. Okay. Now, the next adaptation is what? Adaptation for tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforests are which kind of habitats? Where the rain occurs more. Means in most of the time of year it's raining. Alright. That is why such forests are known as rainforests. And as the rain will occur more, so definitely more kind of plants and trees will grow there. Alright. So it will not have the grassland, it have the forest in which number of trees are there because of the presence of more water due to the rain. Okay, and this kind of habitat is known as tropical rainforest. And such rainforests are located situated where? Below the mountain areas, not on the mountain, below the mountain on plain areas. Such kind of forests are present more. So this forest is also a kind of habitat for different animals and plants. Different kind of trees are growing there. Different kind of animals are present there, found there. Some of the animals which are living on the trees mostly because this habitat have number of trees, large trees. So mostly which kind of animals are found there? Tree animals like monkeys, okay, orangutans, chimpanzees, and all squirrel, lizards, different varieties of the birds. Okay, such all animals are found in excess in this kind of forest. And the plants, the trees, all the trees, neem tree, sesame tree, sagon tree, and all, people tree, these kind of trees are mostly found in such forests. Get it? They adopted to live there. As these animals are adopted to live most of the time on trees because trees are present more and they get their food also from the trees. The flowers which appear on the tree, the fruits which comes on the tree, so they get used by the plant animals, these tree animals to eat. So monkeys mostly eat what? They eat mostly the fruits which appear on the trees. Get it? Squirrel also like that. And on the ground, which kind of animals are found in such forest? The animals like tiger, the animals like leopard, the animals like cheetah, they are found mostly on the where? Land of such forest. So tree animals as well as land animals both are present in this kind of forest because there is more food available. More trees means more food. Okay, so that is why different kind of animals are found here in such forest, and different varieties of trees are also found in such forest. These trees are not cone in shape because snowfall not occurs here, rain occurs here. Alright, so they have the large size leaf and they have the different kind of canopies. They have the different kind of structures of the trees in such forests or such habitats you can. Okay, understood about the tropical rainforest habitat? Which kind of habitat is this? The habitats in which rain occurs more. In all time of year it rains mostly. Okay, and that is why different kind of plants and trees are found here, and different plants means more food, so more animals, different varieties of animals are also found here. Get it? So this one is all about the adaptations found in different habitats. Get it? You understood all kind of adaptations found in different habitats now, children? Now, after that we have some oral questions. Okay, so what are the oral questions? And the question number one is, in which kind of habitat do you expect to find what? Organisms depend to those who adopted to reduce the water loss. Right? Which kind of organisms? Those who adopted to reduce the water loss. They can lose the water very less amount. So definitely the places where the availability of water is less, and such habitats are desert habitats. Get it? So what you can say that, which kind of habitat? In desert habitats. Okay, the organisms are find more to what? Adopted to reduce the water loss. What the reason? Why? Because water is available very less in such habitat. Now the question number two is there. The hump of the camel store water. Do you agree? Give reason. The hump of the camel, it does not store water, children. It stores fat. That is food. Okay. So it can use this fat, stored fat or stored food when at the time of emergency, when the food is not available. So once it eat and can live many days without eating. Get it? Why? Because it store the food in its hump. Okay. Now the question number three is there. A cactus plant has thick, fleshy leaves. Do you agree? Give reason. A cactus plant have thick, fleshy leaves, children. No, na? Yes. Why? You have to give the reason also for this one. What is the reason? Yes. So the reason is to reduce the loss of water, their leaves are modified into spines, and their stems are modified into the leaves. So actually that fleshy structure on cactus plant is not its leaf. It is what? It is its stem. Okay, and their leaves are looks like what? It looks like spine. Okay, so what you can say that? Do you agree? No. Why? Reason? Because in cactus plant, its leaves are modified into spines. Okay. Now the question number four. Tape grass is a plant that remains submerged in water. There is a kind of grass which is found in water. In water, they are present on the bottom of water bodies, in ponds, in lakes. They are going there, and the name of this grass is tape grass. Its leaves are narrow and long. How this grass have the leaves? Narrow leaves and long leaves. So, how does this help the tape grass? This narrow and long leaves help how? It helps the tape grass to what? Face the water current. As you know that water is moving. So that moving water is known as water current. And if the plant have the leaves like straight, so what can happen? The leaves can break easily. Is it not? So that is why tape grass have the leaves narrow and long, just like the ribbons. So they can easily move in water current without affecting its body. Get it? So this is a kind of adaptation found in the tape grass, that its leaves are narrow and long. Why? To protect itself from the water current. Okay. Now the next question number five, and the question is: some animals living inside water do not have gills. Some have the gills, but some do not have the gills. Now name two such animals. And how do they breathe? Two animals living in water, but they don't have gills for respiration. Dolphin and whale. Dolphin and whale. These are the two kind of fishes living in water, but they don't have the gills. How they respire? They have blowholes on their back. Below the head, they have a hole that is known as blowhole. And through this blowhole, what they are going to do? They are respiring. They gives out carbon dioxide and they take the oxygen, just like our nose. Okay, understood everyone? Now come to the next question number 6. And the question is, some animals, sorry, the body structure of penguins is adapted to bear the cold. Besides, it is also seen that they behave in a certain way to keep warm. So, what is this behavior seen in penguins? Children, you must have seen the pictures of penguin, na? So, their body adapted to live in cold climate. They have fur on the body. They have the thick fat deposit under the skin. Okay, they also have the streamlined shape of body, so they can swim in water also. So these are different adaptation. One more important adaptation is found in penguins, which keep them warm in cold climate, in cold condition. Do you know that adaptation is, they are living in group, they move together in group. Means, if there is a group of the penguins of say that 100, so if one want to move, so only one will not move, the overall group will move. Alright, why? This is because to protect themselves from the cold. If all will be very close to each other, so what will happen? The body heat will not escape. Okay, and everyone feel warm. And if they will get separate, so what will happen? They feel cold. So that is why they adopted in such a way to keep themselves warm. They always remain in group, together in group, and they move together also. Get it? Alright. Now, the next question number 7. And the question is, lions are found in grasslands and are brown in color. You all have seen the picture of lion now? It is brown in color now. Now, does this color help them in any way? This color of lion help them? Hmm? Yes. As you know that lions are found in which kind of habitat? In grassland habitat. So the color of grasses, dry grasses are mostly yellow, brown. Is it? Yellowish brown. So this color of body of lion help them to hide in this surrounding, yellowish brown surrounding, and can easily catch their prey. Get it? Alright. So this color of the lion, that brown color skin, help them to hide themselves in the grassland surrounding, and easily it can catch its prey. Okay? So this is all about your oral questions. Alright, children? And I hope that you understood all the answers. Is it? Now, let's start the book exercise. And the book exercise A is which kind of question? Choose the most appropriate answer. Even in such questions, 4 options are given and you have to select the correct one. Alright? So come to the first question number 1. And the question is, which of the following are producers? And the options are given: A. Herbivores, B. Carnivores, C. Green plants, and the D. Bacteria and fungi. So, what is going to ask in the question? Which of the following are producer? And children, you know that producers are those organisms who can prepare the food by photosynthesis. Is it? So only green plants are the producer. So what is the correct answer here? Green plant. Right? Now, question number 2. Which of these enable the nutrients present in the bodies of plants and animals to go back to the soil after they die? When the animals and the plants die, so whatever nutrients present in their body, those all nutrients gets mixed up in the soil. By which kind of organism? And the options are given: producer, primary consumer, decomposers, secondary consumers. Yes, so this organism is decomposer. So decomposers are mostly the microorganism who decompose the dead bodies of plants and animals and return the nutrients back into the soil. Okay, so the correct answer will be decomposers. Now the question number 3, which of these is not a type of terrestrial habitat? Children, we have studied about the terrestrial habitat now, means land habitat. So the options are given. Which one is not terrestrial habitat? And the first option desert, second grassland, third fresh water, and the fourth one tundra. The fresh water, yes. This is the aquatic habitat, is it? And rest of the three are terrestrial habitat. And correct answer will be what? Now come to the question number 4, and the question is choose the incorrect pair. Here two pairs are given in all four options and you have to select the correct one. So the first pair is cactus desert. Cactus is the name of plant found in which habitat? Desert habitat. Second option, germs air. Germs are the microorganisms found mostly in air. Third option is there water lily, a kind of plant found in sea. And the fourth option, frog, found in pond. So what will be the correct? What is the incorrect pair you have to choose? Yes, the water lily in sea. Children, water lily is not found in sea. It is found in ponds. Okay, lakes and ponds. The correct answer will be. Now come to the question number 5. And the question is hibernation is an adaptation for. Children, remember the hibernation, a long sleep of the animals during the winter season in polar areas to protect themselves from the cold. So this is known as hibernation. And in the question you have to tell that it is the adaptation for what? The first option, preventing loss of water. Second, escaping hot weather. Third, escaping cold weather. And the fourth, none of these. So the correct answer will be yes, that is sorry, escaping cold weather. Alright, understood people? Now come to the next question number 6. And the question is which of these are biotic components of the environment? Biotic component, children, we have explained two components are there in the environment, biotic and abiotic. Biotic means all living organism and abiotic non-living. Okay, so just go to the option. The first option is plant and animal, second option soil and minerals, third option air and water, and the fourth option sunlight and temperature. So which one is abiotic component of the environment? What you have to choose, biotic or abiotic? Biotic means living component. Yes, it will be plants and animals. Next, question number 7. Carbon dioxide in air is used by plants too. Why plants use carbon dioxide of the air? The option first one, breathe, second, make food, third, remove waste, and the fourth, trap energy of sun for photosynthesis. Yes, it will be D. That is trap energy option for photosynthesis. Okay. Now come to the next question number 8. And the question is, which of these are all aquatic habitats? The list of different habitats are given in all four options, and you have to select that which one is all aquatic habitat. First option, freshwater, coastal and rainforest. Second option, marine, tundra and desert. Third, mountain, grassland and coastal. And the option D, marine, freshwater and estuaries. So out of these four groups, the D, that is marine habitat, freshwater habitat and the estuaries habitats. These all are aquatic habitat. Okay. Alright children. So this is your all about the exercise A. Choose the most appropriate answer. Okay. Now come to the next exercise. That is B. And exercise B is what? Yes, very short answer question. The answer of this question you have to write just in one word. Okay, so you can write down the answers of exercise A and B in book only, not in notebooks. Get it? Now come to the question number 1. And the question is, are biotic components of the environment living or non-living? Children, biotic component means living or non-living? Living. Is it now? And abiotic means non-living. So your answer will be here. Now come to the question number 2. Which living organisms help to maintain a constant level of oxygen in the air? Who maintain the oxygen level in the air? Which living organisms? Yes, the plants. So your answer will be plants. And especially green plants. Especially which plant? Green plants. Now the question number 3. What is the study of the relationship between living and non-living and their environment called? This study is called ecology. Like we are studying biology to study the what? Living organism. Alright. So just like that in ecology, what is going to study? The biotic component and their relationship with the environment. Alright. Now question number 4. Give another name for producers. Producers are the group of organisms who can prepare the food. Is it like green plants? So one more name is used for producers. Do you know that? Producers are also known as what? Autotrophs. Producers are autotrophs. Why? Because they can prepare their food by themselves. Right? So another name of producers are autotrophs. Okay. Now come to the next question number 5. And the question is, are carnivores primary consumers or secondary consumers? Carnivores animals. Children, you have studied. Herbivores animals are the animals who eat the plant products and plants. And the carnivores eat the other animals. Alright. So they both are consumers. But herbivores are the primary consumer and carnivores are secondary consumer. Answer will be secondary consumers. Alright? Now the next question number 6. And the question is, Name the living organisms that break down the dead bodies of plants and animals into simple compounds. Who breaks? Yes, decomposers breaks down. Now, after the question number 6, come to the next question number 7. And the question is, where do marine animals live? In salt water or in fresh water? Children, marine animal means the animals which are living in sea and ocean. Okay, and the water of sea and ocean is salty water. The answer will be salt water. Question number 8. A desert habitat is a terrestrial habitat. True or false? Yes, it is true. Desert is a terrestrial habitat. It is not a aquatic habitat. Alright. Okay. So these are some of the very short answer questions. Rest of the exercise we will discuss in next class. Okay. Thank you and have a nice day, student.